Ripple's CEO has issued a shocking prediction of a $5 trillion US cryptocurrency price in the midst of Bitcoin's recent surge, which has lifted the value of Ethereum, XRP, Solana, and Dogecoin. In a statement that came as a complete surprise, the chief executive officer of Ripple predicted that the value of cryptocurrencies in the United States could surpass $5 trillion in the very near future. Ripple is the one who put forth this assertion. It is the most recent announcement that Ripple has made that serves as the basis for this projection. These charges come at a time when the Bitcoin halving pump is functioning at full capacity, and the sheer nature of these allegations makes them highly intriguing. Other cryptocurrencies that are included in this category include Dogecoin, Ethereum, XRP, and Solana. These are only few of the examples. There are a number of other cryptocurrencies that fall under this category as well, so it is not the only coin that may be utilized. Throughout the course of the preceding year, Ripple's XRP 0.0% has struggled to keep up with the rising price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. This has been the case even though Ripple has been a cryptocurrency. Despite this, the value of XRP has surged by 20% as a direct consequence of the decision that the Federal Reserve took to prime traders. This is because the Federal Reserve made the decision to prime traders, which is the reason for this. This is due to the fact that the Federal Reserve has decided to prime traders, which is the reason for this occurrence that has taken place. This particular incident happened as a direct consequence of the decision that was made with reference to monetary policy. Those who are interested in subscribing to the service of Rob Crypto can take advantage of the current moment to sign up for the service. Click on this link. Right away, if you are interested in subscribing to our newsletter, familiarize yourself with the blockchain superstars who are on the verge of experiencing profits of 1,000% or more in anticipation of the upcoming halving of the quantity of Bitcoin. The entire market for cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin is expected to experience a decline in popularity. During the course of the preceding year, the total value of Ethereum, XRP, Solana, and Dogecoin surpassed $3 trillion. In addition, the market for Dogecoin has achieved a value that is greater than $3 trillion. When compared to the statistics from the prior year, this demonstrates an increase that is more than 3 times greater than what was actually experienced. When all of these factors are taken into consideration, it is generally agreed upon that the total value of the market should be somewhere in the neighborhood of $3 trillion. Investors are getting ready for yet another earthquake that has occurred in China, which is presently experiencing an earthquake. China is currently experiencing an earthquake. China is now being affected by the earthquake that is taking on right now. According to Brad Garlinghouse, Chief Executive Officer of Ripple, the business that was responsible for the establishment of XRP, it is feasible that the market for cryptocurrencies might rise by a factor of 3 before the year 2024 comes to a close. This is something that has been said by Garlinghouse. Garlinghouse is of the opinion that this is within the realm of possibilities and has a high probability of occurring. In particular, this is the projection that Garlinghouse believed would occur. The market is currently experiencing a period of volatility that has never been experienced before, and this revelation comes at a time when the market is going through this cycle. On the other hand, statistics on the worth of cryptocurrencies may suggest that the price of Bitcoin may be on the approach of reaching its highest level in the history of the cryptocurrency industry. This would be the highest level that Bitcoin has ever reached. During this period, the market is going through a period of increasing trading volatility. It is not difficult to forecast that the total market capitalization of the cryptocurrency business will increase by a factor of 2. Because of the influence that each of these macro elements has on it, during an interview with CNBC, Garlinghouse stated that it is anticipated that the whole market capitalization of the cryptocurrency business would quadruple by the time this year comes to a close. He made this statement at the time that he was speaking. He was referring to a substantial change that was expected to take place by the Federal Reserve, an instant reduction in the supply of Bitcoin, and a surge of favorable regulatory momentum in the United States with authorities. All of these things were predicted to happen. During the same period of time, each of these occurrences happen simultaneously. In answer to a question that was posed to reporters, Garlinghouse stated, "I believe that we will obtain more clarity in the United States." This was one of the things that I will say about the macro tailwinds that are affecting the industry. When it comes to the United States in particular, I believe that we will receive greater clarity. An explanation was provided by Garlinghouse for the current circumstance. Even though it continues to be the largest economy in the world by a wide margin, the United States of America has, unfortunately, been one of the regions that has been the least friendly to cryptocurrencies. In spite of the fact that it continues to be the second largest economy in the world, this is the present situation. Adding salt to injury, I am of the opinion that this is going to begin to change in the not-too-distant future. I believe this to be the outcome. It is my belief that this is the situation that exists. It is my opinion that this is the circumstance that is currently taking place. The Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) of the United States of America is still engaged in a drawn-out legal struggle with Ripple on the retail sale of XRP. This is despite the fact that the conflict has been going on for quite some time. This disagreement has been going on for a considerable amount of time. In accordance with what was indicated in the release, it would appear that the Securities and Exchange Commission of Canada intends to impose a fine against the company in the amount of $2 billion. This is what the statement claims to be the case. At the beginning of this month, an attempt was made to do this particular activity. It was an attempt that was successful. Garlinghouse, on the other hand, has already stated that he is of the opinion that the compensation will be in the millions of dollars, and he has admitted that he is taking into consideration the likelihood of this happening. Throughout the length of the procedure, he has consistently maintained this perception throughout the entire process. Specifically, the following is the statement that Garlinghouse made in response to the inquiries that were posed by the reporters having spent a significant amount of time in this sector. I have witnessed the emergence and disappearance of these trends. When it comes to life in general, I see things from a perspective that could be defined as optimistic or rather upbeat. Not only is this the very first time that actual institutional money has ever been driven by macro trends, which are events that take place on a bigger scale and include exchange-traded funds, but it is also the very first time that this has ever taken place. If I were to hypothesize, I would have to say that these macro trends are the ones that are driving the money that is being used by actual institutions. This is the conclusion I would have to reach if I knew for certain. The following is what I would say if I were to speculate about the situation. As a result of the launch of a number of exchange-traded funds ETFs that are based on the spot price of Bitcoin on Wall Street, the price of Bitcoin has already skyrocketed since the beginning of this year. This is caused by the fact that the price of Bitcoin has already increased. For a substantial amount of time, this publication has been eagerly anticipated by a large number of people. Due to the fact that exchange-traded funds ETFs are dependent on the position of Bitcoin on Wall Street, this particular instance is the reason why this is the case. As a result of investors pouring money into exchange-traded funds ETFs, these ETFs have acquired a substantial amount of Bitcoin, which has led to an increase in the price of Bitcoin. This has caused the price of Bitcoin to rise. Consequently, this has led to an increase in the price of Bitcoin. The cost of Bitcoin has skyrocketed as a direct consequence of this development. The topic that everyone is concentrating their attention on at the moment is the impending reduction of the supply of Bitcoin by 50%, which is the subject that everyone is focusing their attention on at the moment. On April 18th, the production reduction of Bitcoin is scheduled to go into effect. This particular production cut has been enforced for the cryptocurrency for the fourth time, and it will be the fourth time that it has been implemented altogether. These reductions are going to be implemented for the fourth time. The cryptocurrency known as Bitcoin will be cut in half once more through the use of this specific strategy, which will mark the fourth occasion that this particular procedure has been carried out. The number of freshly allotted Bitcoins to so-called miners, who are responsible for the upkeep of the network, will decrease from 6.25 Bitcoins to 3.125 Bitcoins as a direct result of this. Miners are responsible for the continued operation of the network. The persons that are accountable for the upkeep of the network are known as miners. Miners are the ones who are accountable for the upkeep of the Bitcoin network. Miners are required to maintain the network. It is the responsibility of miners, who are in charge of the upkeep of the network, to make certain that it is maintained in a consistent manner. That was the first time that it had happened, which was the week before that, when it was rumored that Ripple would be introducing its very own dollar-peg stablecoin in the year 2018. The cryptocurrency industry was quickly gripped with a sense of shock. At this precise instant, the announcement was made to the audience.